Hi, well, welcome everybody. Thank you very much for taking the time to come onto the call. My name is Bridget. I'm coming to you today from a company called Clean Living. I see there are quite a number of you here on the call. I just want to wait a minute or two, or 1 minute more maybe. As you can see, I'm here in my kitchen. I've got my kitchen there behind me, so working from home. And yeah, I just thought it would be an ideal time to speak to everybody about some of the cleaning products and nutritional vitamins for children. We're all stuck at home, we're cleaning our homes, well, I know I still am. I haven't got my domestic back in yet as I'm working from home and feel she should be with her kids. So, yeah. I guess maybe we should get started. So let me just share my screen with everybody and then we can get going. Okay. Right. Hope everyone can still hear me. Okay, as I said, I am from a company called Clean Living. I market a range of products for Neolife, which is a company that has been around for about 62 years now and has a massive global footprint of over 50 countries. So, my share. Click to the next, there we go. So the background to Neolife is one of absolute integrity. Since the very beginning, the company has taken that very, very seriously. It is the core of the company and it is reflected in everything that we do within the company. Our people are our number one, be it the people involved in Neolife or the people that we speak to like yourselves. So our golden rule is that we need to treat others the way that we would want to be treated. So our top of mind is always the best possible customer service and to offer you the best solutions that would suit your specific needs. It's not that we just want to get our product into your homes. It's that we want to be able to help you and to improve your life and help make the world a happier and healthier place. As I mentioned before, there is a global footprint of over 50 countries, and the philosophy behind the company is that it is based in nature, and backed by science. So everything is natural, everything is green. Since the inception of the company, they have had a green footprint, and it's all about nature and enhancing or taking nature's blueprint and putting it into the products that are offered. The products are unique and superior. Their quality is outstanding. There is no compromise taken. The supplements, for example, are all organic, non-GMO, whole food based, and they are there to improve your health and to help you to live the best life you possibly can do. In order to help the company to do that, there is an independent scientific advisory board, and they are there to make sure that the absolute integrity behind all of the products is up to point, really. And the key thing about this advisory board is that there are doctors, there are scientists, they're all different specialists on the advisory board, but they are independent. So they are not employed by the company to say what the company needs them to say. If they're not happy with something, they will send it back to the labs and they will have it improved upon until they are willing to put their name behind that product. So that really is key. And to me, it was very important because it meant that there would be absolute believability in the products, and so I could trust them right from the get-go. I personally have been using the Neolife products in my home for a good number of years now, and I absolutely would never turn back. The company offers 3 different ranges of products. The first one I'll speak about here is the golden Products home care range. I don't know if any of you remember those. When I was a kid, I remember my mum actually using them, and then it kind of seemed to go a bit quiet. I don't know, maybe I just stopped worrying about I was overseas or whatever, but since coming back to South Africa a number of years ago, I think it's 2 decades now, I'm showing my age, I came back into the products more recently since having children. And I absolutely swear by them. I'll go into more detail about them later, but just basically the products are very powerful, they're economical, they are eco-friendly, and they are very versatile as well. Non-toxic, non-caustic, which means that they won't cause any corrosion to your appliances that you're using them with, or bring any bad chemicals into your wastewater. They are biodegradable, as is the packaging. Along with the Golden Clear products, I would say the core of what Neolife offers is a nutritional range of supplements. These supplements are all whole food ingredients. They are all organic. There is no GMO in any of the products, and they really are tested for their absolute quality of the ingredients that they put into any of the products. So for example, on the salmon oil, they will test the fish before that there are no diseases. There is no trace of mercury in the fish, which, you know, strangely enough, you'll see on some supplements that, you know, there are traces of different toxic elements to our bodies that are in the oceans, but they believe that those traces are fine enough that it wouldn't be too much of an issue, so people can still take them. And actually the regulations on supplements and vitamins is not as rigorous as would be for like an antibiotic or something. So you actually never really know what is on those shelves in the shops, but I'll get into more detail on that later. Neolife believes that good nutrition begins at a cellular level. So again, I will go into that in more detail in further slides, but it is all about keeping your cells healthy. I mean, our bodies, after all, are made up of millions and trillions and gazillions of little cells. And, you know, so unhealthy cells means an unhealthy body. And also the nutritional supplements are based on making sure that we keep that triangle that you see there on the right hand side, that we keep that shaped correctly, that our physical activity and weight management is the base of the triangle. We get the right oils and things from whole grains, which our body actually needs for cellular health. We get the right amount of fruits and vegetables and all of the different nutrients and minerals that we require from those, the protein, and then lastly, the smallest portion being your fats and sugars. Most people, unfortunately, in today's life can actually flip that triangle on its head, and the fats and sugars would be at the bottom, and then the proteins, then the whole grains, then the fruits and vegetables, and you know, and other way around, and then your physical activity being the smallest thing right up at the top. So we would like to see that change, to break the trend and to get people living a healthier, more active and well-nourished life for best health opportunities, really. On to the next slide. This is the third product range that the company offers. There are actually two within this range. I've only detailed the organic skincare here, but there is also a beauty range, which would have sort of your shower gels, your shampoos and conditioners, bath oils, things like that, hand creams, hand soaps, that type of thing. But this Nutrients Organic is a beautiful range of products. I've started using it over the past year or so, and I've definitely seen a change. And I just love the fact that it's organic. I think it's amazing that it's vegan. There's no animal testing, and it is non-comedogenic, which means that it does not clog up the pores. So it gets into those cells, it cleans out what it needs to clean out, and then it gets those toxins out as well. And then, of course, it is paraben-free, which you know, is absolutely imperative in my mind. So to talk about what our concerns are now, I mean, many of us are at home, you know, with the COVID-19 pandemic going on. Some of us are even out of work. Groceries continue to go up, and we're probably spending more than we ever have before because we're all stuck at home eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and 500 million snacks in between. So I know I personally am spending more than I ever have on groceries. And that's not to speak about the fact that, I mean, for now, petrol's gone down, but, you know, I think we can pretty much bet on the fact that that's going to go up again. Education costs keep rising, property rates and taxes, electricity, you know, the cost of clothing, our everyday essentials, everything, the costs keep going up. And at the moment, you know, a lot of us are finding ourselves in a situation where possibly our income has dropped. We've had to take a pay cut, or some people have even lost their jobs. So a massive concern is the cost of living. Also, the pollution and litter and fumes and all of that. I mean, everyone's been talking on Facebook about how happy they all are that, you know, the water in Venice the canals are cleaner, and, you know, finally they can see the Himalayas from India and things like that. So, you know, giving the earth a bit of a break from the constant battering that us humans you know, put on the earth has actually been one of the silver linings, I think, to this COVID-19. But, you know, also just bringing it a little bit closer to home is, you know, yes, when you go out there and you're in the traffic and you're going for a jog and you know, a truck drives past and you're breathing in fumes, but bringing it home when you're cleaning, are you breathing in toxic products? Are you breathing in those fumes? And what is absorbing into your skin as well? You know, you really do need to think about all of those things and wonder about, you know, what exactly are you putting in your body when you're cleaning your homes by breathing it in. Also, you know, a lot of the products in people's cupboards are, you know, they say that they're toxic and you know, they've got that little icon on them, but also when you mix those different chemicals together, I mean, some people might, for example, mix their Vanish with their Omo, or their clean green cleaning product with a little bit of Domestos or something. And, you know, when those chemicals come together, and I don't know about you, I'm not a scientist, so I don't know exactly how much more toxic they are becoming by mixing them together. So it's something we definitely do need to think about. Also, you know, I personally am not used to cleaning my home every day, so I don't know, well, I'm getting more used to it now, but I don't have that rhythm of, you know, taking the right products upstairs and not having to pop down and fetch, you know, and all of that, and then I leave the Domestos lying somewhere, and, you know, it's a worry if there are young kids in the home and they could pick up some products and I don't know, spill them and then lick it or whatever, even drink it. It is a massive concern. In America, actually, if you look at January to March and you compare 2019 to 2020, there's been a 20.4% increase to US poison centers, complaining about headaches, complaining about rashes on their skins, complaining about tight chests, and actually a massive portion of that has been about poison exposures amongst children below the age of 5. So, you know, it's definitely something to think about. So the solutions, Neolife has got the golden products range, and talking to the financial concerns that we have, we see here, I've shown on this table on the left, you see there's a different range of all different types of cleaners. So you've got your kitchen, your towel, your bathroom, window, dishwashing, carpet stain, oven cleaner. That's just a short list. I'm sure many of you have way more products than that in your cupboard. And if you add up all of those different things that you have to buy on a monthly or every 2 months even basis, you know, it all adds up. If you look there on the right hand side, you can see just to buy that range of products, you could be looking at sort of 520 Rand to be able to tick those boxes. And actually that's just marketing. You don't need a different cleaner for all of those different things. A lot of them can do more than one thing, but the companies convince you, Mr. Min wants you to buy the this and the that and the next thing and the next thing, because then they're selling 4 products to you instead of just one. So, you know, bear that in mind next time you're in the shops, and just think about how much money are they making off you unnecessarily. The other thing as well is that if you look then on the left-hand side, I'm just using 4 core products here. So in the green section in the table, you'll see there's the LDC, and then there's the Super 10 at 2 different dilutions. And then there's a care product as well. I actually haven't listed it down there. But if you were to look at replacing those products up at the top, you can see that even if you're looking at a 1 to 3 dilution of the Super 10, which is our heavy duty cleaner, as well as getting the LDC in, which will tick everything above there, you are saving, you're spending up to 72 Rand a month as opposed to the 520. So it's a massive savings. And then the last 3 lines on the table, looking at just your normal clothing laundry detergents. So I just use Skip and Omo there as examples. That is a per wash price. You would look at about an average of about 5.30 Rand per wash if you were to use the off-the-shelf products. Our laundry compound, you're looking at 1.80 Rand per wash. Again, a massive savings. So declutter those cupboards and just put in your Super 10 and your LDC and your G1 laundry compound, and you have you've managed to reduce your costs significantly each month. And then that's not to speak about the Domestos versus the Care, which is our version of the Domestos. So also then to talk as another solution is the low dose, low burden of the different products. So we have a philosophy in our Golden Care products of low dose, low burden. So that means you use a minimum amount of product for a maximum amount of benefit. All of the products just about in the cleaning range that you purchase, you buy in bulk, in a concentrated form, and then you dilute it into the mixing bottles that are also available through the website. So highly economical, and they end up lasting for absolutely ages. They are concentrated and you use them at different dilutions for different functions, and very, very versatile. So one product will do more than one job, and you won't have to buy 50 million different products and dig through your cupboard to try and find what you need for what job. And again, earth-friendly, non-toxic, biodegradable. Even the packaging is biodegradable. Your wastewater will be clean. You can use all your wastewater using these products to water your plants, and safe in the home if your kids happen to get their hands on them. In the range, I'm going to talk about these 4 core products because those I believe, and those are the ones that I used for a number of years without actually branching out into any further ones. So your Care disinfectant, it is suitable for a domestic or a hospital use, and I'll go into more detail on that later. Your Super 10, that is our heavy duty cleaner and stain remover. The LDC is the light duty cleaner, but can be used for a variety of different cleaning functions, and then the G1 laundry compound, which again is also used for a variety of different functions. So firstly, I want to talk about your general cleaners. So these are your light duty cleaner and your Super 10, your heavy duty cleaner. There you can see the packaging, your 1 litre concentrate bottle, and then the mixer bottle or the spray bottle that you would use. And on there are dilution markings, and you would fill up the bottle to the marking and then top the bottle up with water. And the same for the LDC. So the concentration recommendation on most cleaning functions for the Super 10 is a 1:10 ratio. So your 1 litre makes 11 litres of usable product. So you buy 1 litre, and once you've filled 22 of your 500 milliliter spray bottles, you filled your bottle 22 times, you then buy another product. So much less wastage, much less plastic going into the oceans or into our landfills, which for me was just an immediate win. The product is very powerful. You can clean your car engine, you can clean grease marks off your driveway. My son, my oldest of my children, is big into his rugby. He's constantly coming home with grass stains and all sorts of stuff on his crisp white shorts. And I spray that on. I've managed to get rid of any of the other stain remover products from my cupboard, and I absolutely swear by the Super 10. You can get off wine stains, ink marks. It cleans walls, it cleans floors, it cleans countertops. I had black marker pen. My daughter wrote black marker pen all over my kitchen counter. She was writing through paper. Regardless, there were black marks all over my kitchen counter. I sprayed some Super 10 on. I got distracted. I ran off. I came back and I wiped it clean, and it was gone. I didn't even scrub. I literally just wiped it clean about 10 minutes after I'd sprayed the stuff on. And it's non-toxic, so I'm not breathing in any fumes and I'm not absorbing anything in my skin. A super thing is that you are clearing your, if you get these 2 products, the LDC and the Super 10, you can declutter your cupboard by up to 15 to 20 different products, which to me is just, I don't know, I find clutter quite stressful. And you can save money. There are 3 different price points. There's a distributor price point, there's a member price point, and then there's a customer price point. If you were to sign up as a distributor, you'd be able to save up to 70%. And if you decide to do it as a customer, you could save up to 60% on your costs, looking at about 3,600 Rand cost saving per year, just by bringing in these 2 products and getting rid of the 15 to 20 others. The LDC, again, one of my absolute favorite products. I battled to decide between the 2 of these, which one I prefer more. So LDC I use to wash my dishes. It has coconut oil in it. And so you don't need to wear gloves, and you don't need to worry about putting hand cream on afterwards. It cleans, again, all different surfaces, from your walls to your floors to your baths, your toilets. I clean my jewelry with it, and it comes out beautifully sparkly. I use it as a bubble bath for the kids, and I use it as a hand wash in the kitchen and in the bathroom, in the guest loo. And it works very well for people with sensitive skin to use it as a shower gel as well. Some people even use it as a face wash. So very, very gentle, and yet very, very powerful. When you're doing the dishes, you get that like oily ring around the sink. Well, with LDC, that just doesn't happen. All that oil and grease and grime goes down the drain. Your drain won't get all clogged up. It's non-caustic as well, non-toxic. Again, you're using hardly any of the bottles, and as you can see, it dilutes down. I do mine at a 1:3 ratio, but also recommended as a 1:5. So the disinfectants, the Care disinfectant is highly, highly concentrated, and very, very safe for use in the home, unlike your very toxic disinfectants that you get at the supermarkets. As you can see here, for domestic use, it is recommended at a 1 to 50. So 1 litre of care makes 51 litres of disinfectant. So this really should last you a whole year if you're putting it at a 1 to 50 ratio. During this pandemic, I am currently using it at a hospital grade of 1 to 10. So it's making me 11 litres of disinfectant. I use it at the moment to disinfect all of my surfaces after they've been cleaned. So all my countertops, toilets, bathrooms, drains, and my groceries. So when we come home, I actually have a video on my Facebook page which advises people on how to disinfect their groceries. And you're welcome to go on and have a look at that. The details will be at the end of the presentation. But yeah, it's a wonderful product. No, it's not an alcohol-based disinfectant like the rest of the hand sanitizers out there, but the active ingredient I'll show you on the next slide has been tested by the National Environment Agency, and as you can see there at the bottom of the blue arrow, that is the name of the product that has been tested, and an active ingredient, and it does work against the coronavirus family of viruses. So you can see there in the red ring, that is a photograph of the back of the packaging, and it shows you there the same name. So SABS approved as well, as you can see. So really a phenomenal product, and one I would recommend everybody has in their home, especially at this time. The G1 detergent, so this is the G1 laundry compound, ultra concentrated. It is a micro powder, so it's a very fine powder, and we recommend that you use a 20 ml amount as opposed to the washing detergents that you find in the shops. They recommend a 200 milliliter amount going into a 5 kg wash. So 1 2-kilogram bag of G1 detergent does 155 5-kilogram washes. That is unbelievable. I mean, I can't even tell you how long this stuff lasts. It really is great as well. It works at any temperature. You can hand wash or machine wash with it in water as cold as 20 degrees. It totally attacks and eliminates any tough stains and dirt. I even use it in my toilet after I've cleaned the toilet. If I sometimes feel like it needs a little bit more of a sparkle in the toilet bowl, I will sprinkle some of this in overnight and flush the next morning, and the toilet bowl is sparkly white again. It is, as I said, ultra concentrated. It is biodegradable. It's got a color safe bleaching system, so it won't discolor. The same actually with the Super 10. If you're using it as a stain remover on clothes, one thing that I really like about it is at my son's school, they've got embroidered logo on the pocket, and if you use the stain removers that you get off the shelves in the supermarkets, it changes that from a light blue to a bright pink. Obviously not very ideal, and the Super 10 and this product as well, that does not happen. So it's a color safe bleaching system, and it's suitable on all fabrics, so you can even use it on your delicate silks. And as I said, I use it for cleaning the toilets as well, and I use it in my dishwasher. So I no longer buy those cubes that clog up and often don't even come out of the little compartment, and you know, you've got to redo the dish cycle because the soap didn't actually pop out. And I have found that the amount of times a year that I need to clean my dishwasher has reduced massively. There's no more of that cloggy gunk, even in my washing machine as well. No more of that cloggy gunk that ends up happening. And I know that the water going out is clean, so I'm not polluting the earth any more than necessary. It's got a vegetable base surfactant in it, which so it's all natural based that creates the foaming agent in it. It saves energy because you don't have to use as much electricity to heat the water up, and it is phosphate free, so the water waste is 100% non-polluting. Yay! So yes, I absolutely love this G1 detergent as well. And I know, you might think, well, how can little old me actually be making any difference? But this year on Earth Day, I just want to highlight a quote from this year where they said, "Don't underestimate your power. When your voice and your actions are united with thousands and millions of others around the world, we create a movement that is inclusive and impossible to ignore." So every little bit does help. And if everybody says, well, what's my vote going to do? Then, what's my little bit going to do? Then none of us would do it. But if all of us do that one little bit, then together it's a lot. So please do consider that when you are making your decisions about which detergents you want to use in your home. Moving on now to the nutritional supplements. So, today I'm only going to be talking about kids' nutrition. We won't have time to go on in more depth about anything else, but just a very high level approach to it as well. But I mean, you all know that from baby right up to adulthood, our nutritional demands on our body are exceptional, especially as a child. Just from a growth point of view, children are creating more than 1 billion new cells every single day. Now that takes energy to do, and we get our energy from the food that we eat. Their development, their major tissue and organ system development is still going on for years and years after birth. And it is just so important that they are nourishing their bodies properly so that development can happen as best as possible. Metabolism as well for children, you all know, kids stay skinny, and all the running around and all the energy that they have, and they burn everything off so easily. As adults, that metabolism slows down a lot, and so you need to feed your metabolism as well to keep it going. And physical and mental activity, learning all day. It takes a heck of a lot of energy as well. And, we require food to keep our energy levels going. So Neolife has got a range of nutritional supplements that help us with that. The food we eat today is so genetically modified. I mean, grapes don't even have pips anymore. How is another grape supposed to grow without a pip inside it? Watermelons, they're now making seedless or pipless watermelons. That there's no way that that's natural. So the philosophy for Neolife is based in nature, backed by science. They use whole food ingredients. They use organic ingredients. They can trace any ingredient that goes into their supplements right down to the farm that ingredient was farmed at, or right down to which fish was caught and what area of the ocean it was caught in. Neolife looks at nature's blueprint and puts that into a supplement. And I just love that. I love that concept because, we all want to eat whole. We all want to eat natural. We all want to give the best we possibly can to our children's and to our own bodies. And, so often corners are cut, really. I think that's the best way to say it. But Neolife doesn't cut corners. Neolife looks at what is in an orange and gives you everything that's in that orange, because our bodies will recognize it better and be able to absorb and get the right nutrients and get the right nourishment from that vitamin C. It hasn't been over-processed. It hasn't been changed into something else that our body doesn't recognize as well. Many people say that vitamins and supplements are like they just go straight through your system. But I think that is because things have been over-processed. So Neolife keeps it natural. And so our bodies are able to recognize, absorb, use. and then get rid of the toxins. The supplements have got immune boosting capabilities, and the philosophy behind neolife is that they want us to take a proactive approach, so that we give ourselves the best chance at a healthy and happy life. One of the founders of the Scientific Advisory Board, actually, Dr. Arthur First, was orphaned. His parents passed on in the Spanish flu, and so he grew up in an orphanage, and highly intelligent, was involved in the creation of oral chemotherapy, and just realized actually that the disease cancer was an avoidable disease, and that here we were trying to treat people that were ending up getting diseases that are totally avoidable if you eat properly and if you live a healthy life. It isn't necessary for us all to be getting so sick. And so he wanted to take a more proactive approach to life and a more proactive approach to health, and got on board with neolife in the creation of the supplements. So I love that story. I love the whole beginning. I love how that all came about. So I wanted to share that with you, just as a side note. So to speak children's nutrition, there are quite a few products, but I'm only going to talk about really the ones that I use with my kids. There is the VitaGuard and the Vita Squares. So your VitaGuard is your carotenoids. Your carotenoids are your minerals and vitamins that come from all of your fruits and vegetables, your flavonoids as well. So your carotenoids are your orange colored and brightly colored fruits, your carrots, your strawberries, all of that. And then your flavonoids bring in your broccolis, your beans, your the vegetables. So it covers a broad spectrum of the fruits and vegetables that we are needing in our bodies to have good nutrition. It also has the zinc in, which helps with the absorption, and the selenium, which helps with children's defenses and the immune system. There is nothing artificial, so no colors, no flavors, no sweeteners, no preservatives added to any of the nutrition supplements here. The Vita Squares, this product I just think is phenomenal. So it speaks to that whole grain, which was the second one on the triangle. So quite a big, you've got your activity and your weight management, and then there was the whole grains. So whole grains is about the oils and the goodness that we get out of our whole grains. So our maize, our mealies, our rice, the rice oils and all of that. And actually, the manufacturers of the products that we eat that have all of those whole grains in them have all of the whole grains oils taken out of those products to increase their shelf life. So rice is not supposed to last for 5 years in your pantry shelf. And as a child, I know bread used to go off in the bread bin a heck of a lot sooner than it does today. I mean, from some shops, if you buy bread, it can last up to a month on the shelf. So there's just none of the oils in there that we actually need. So, none of the right fats and oils. Treanin is a grain concentrate, and it still has all of those oils. So it's putting those oils back into your body. This little diagram here speaks to that. So treanin looks at cellular health. So that brings me right back to the fact that our kids are creating billions of new cells every single day. On the left there, you see an unhealthy cell. So the outer casing of the cell is a little bit brittle, a little bit dry. It doesn't have the oils, so it's not plump and moist and permeable, really, which is what you want. So for your body to be able to absorb the nutrients and the goodness from the foods that they do eat, you need those cells to be healthy and plump and permeable. You need the nutrients to be able to soak in, and those nutrients bounce off if the outer casing of our cells, and that's every cell in the body, if the outer casing is not plump and permeable, so it doesn't have that nice coating around it, and then any nutrients, if any did manage to get in, the toxins created after those nutrients have been absorbed and used, the toxins can't get out again. So a healthy cell, your nutrients can absorb in and your toxins can get out. So everything is happening the way it should at a cellular level. Very, very important. And I firmly do believe that everybody should be on TreeNN just as a base supplement. TreeNN, in fact, was a world first. Neolife was the first company ever to develop a product of this kind. So there are 32 world firsts that Neolife carries a badge on. So I think that is just phenomenal. The Vita Squares is also enhanced with choline and inositol, which is key for helping children to concentrate and to focus while they are learning, and it helps with memory retention as well. Again, no artificial anything. Moving on, Liquivite is a combination of the two from the previous page. So if you have a child that does not like to chew their vitamins and doesn't like the flavor of chewed vitamins, although the flavors of the Neolife ones really are delicious, I have personally tasted them, there is this Liquivite as an option. So it combines the Vita Squares and the Vita Guard into a liquid form. Another key vitamin that we all need and our bodies actually cannot produce, so we have to get through the foods that we eat, is vitamin C. The Neolife vitamin C has the equivalent of 4 organic oranges in just one little tablet. It is delicious. My kids would eat them as sweets if they could. And it helps with immune support, healthy teeth, and good eyesight. Here I speak to the fact that Neolife looks at nature's blueprint. So it brings in the full Neoplex concentrate. So everything in the orange except the water goes into this little tablet. So the body recognizes it properly, can absorb it properly into those healthy cells if you're giving them the Vita Squares, and can get all the goodness out of that little vitamin C tablet. So one little tablet, 4 delicious oranges. The omega-3 as well, a very important vitamin and mineral that we need in our bodies, and we cannot produce ourselves. They recommend that we eat 2 servings of fish that are rich in fatty omega-3. I don't know about you. I'm lucky if I can get my kids to eat fish that's not hake, maybe once a year. So I'm definitely not ticking that box through the food that I'm cooking. And I therefore feel it is imperative that I give the omega-3 to my kids. I sometimes mix it into a shake, or they are small little pills. So they are smaller than sort of the adult sized ones. So they're getting better at swallowing them down, but you could also put them into a shake or into a drink, or into some yogurt. A lot of people do that too. Key for brain health, and they say that you should actually have omega-3 for brain development at every stage of life. So it's not just something that people that are starting to get a little bit forgetful, never mind porridge brain, but at every stage of life you need this omega-3. So even during pregnancy, so anyone out there who is pregnant, an increased intake of omega-3 during pregnancy has been associated with better brain and vision development for the baby. So if you're not on omega-3 while you're pregnant, please get yourself onto one. The key thing about Neolife's omega-3 is that it is the only omega-3 on the market globally that carries all 8 of the family of omega-3 fatty acids. Most omega-3s on the market carry the key three, the three most important ones, and they don't bother with all the rest. But actually, it is also scientific knowledge, and it's no secret that all 8 of those omega-3s in the chain are necessary for that chain to actually work properly, and for our bodies to recognize that product properly, to be able to absorb it, to be able to use it to its optimum potential. So even though they know that all 8 are actually required, they, like I said, are not regulated, the vitamins, the way that other medicines are. And so they can get away with just putting those 3 that do the most, that actually probably don't do much without the other 5. So please keep that in mind. I do also have a video on my Facebook page, which shows you what our omega does and what another omega does to our bodies. So please, I do urge you to go and have a look at that video as well. I don't have time to go into all of that detail today, but a key and very, very, very important product is your omega-3. We also have a range of shakes. So we've got the adult and the kiddie shake. I actually give my kids the adult shake. I don't bother buying both. It is delicious. I prefer the vanilla the most because I can mix it with other flavors. My kids love the chocolate one as a treat, but I'll throw in a banana and some peanut butter, or I'll throw in a variety of fruit, a few blueberries, some chia seeds, some nuts, coffee, turn it into a coffee and vanilla shake. It is so delicious. It's great for weight management. If you have a shake for breakfast and a shake for lunch, and then a healthy meal for dinner. And as you can see there in the bottom diagram, the blue controlled glycemic response. So in that zone that we want to keep our sugar levels at, you stay in that sugar level. I can have a shake in the morning. I'm hungry only again at about 2-3 in the afternoon. If I have egg on toast, I'm hungry again at 11. Don't know about you, but it's really, really an amazing product, and I have a shake every day. Biologically, it's complete with all 22 of the amino acids that we need. It's got 25 essential vitamins and minerals. It's got 18 grams of protein, 5 grams of fiber, no artificial anything, again, and it mixes really well with water. You can have it just with water, or like I said, you can add some fruits or other flavors to it. The Nutri-Shake you can mix with fruit juice, milk, or water. You don't need a blender, and you can buy one of those shaker bottles with it. Delicious product. You're supposed to put 2 scoops in. If you're doing it as like a weight management thing, I actually only put in 1 scoop, and it lasts me. I'll throw in a banana with it as well, so I think that helps to beef it up a bit if I'm just putting in the 1 scoop. But yeah, really delicious flavors, and also a product worth considering. It would mean as well then, if your kids had one, you could put it into one of those metal bottles when they do go back to school, and they could finish it off at break time or something like that, but their sugars will stay constant, so they won't hit a slump. Then they won't spike after break from having something not quite as healthy as it should be or whatever, and then hit another slump and then need another spike. It just keeps them able to stay at the right level for longer. So great for concentration in class. And that's it. That is me. So I hope that you found it interesting. I see that in the chat there are a few questions coming through. I will endeavor, if you can just leave your email addresses with those as well, if possible. But I will try and get to answer all the questions. Unfortunately, we are out of time on this call, so I can't answer them right now. If you would like to know more information, you can go onto my website, shopneolife.com/clean-living. I will also put my contact details out on those WhatsApp groups again, but there you see my email address. Maybe you just want to take a photo of the screen quickly, neolife.cleanliving@gmail.com. My Facebook page is clean.living.sa if you want to search for it. and my phone number. You are welcome to phone me. I'm very happy to talk about any other products that you might be interested in. Like I said, I only spoke kids vitamins today, but there's also a huge range of adult vitamins and supplements as well. And then, of course, the skincare, which I haven't gone into at all. But thank you very much for your time. I hope you have found it helpful. And if anyone would like to place an order, like I said, we'll put the details onto the WhatsApp groups. Thank you.